It proved to be a pretty perfect weekend for Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. They would beat Freiburg by 2-1. Leipzig, Leverkusen, Borussia Dortmund, all rubbish, all dropping points, solidifying Bayern's place as favourites to go on and win the title. As we welcome in Kasey, Keller and Steve Cherundolo to the show. Steve, we were talking to Jurgen Klinsmann yesterday about Bayern just overall, and he was saying it's just a blip. They're just a bit tired. It's nothing really to concern yourselves too much about. Regarding not only the domestic title, but also their pursuit to defend the Champions League. Do you agree? Do you think this is just a blip?
I agree on the first part of that. I think for the domestic league, the Bundesliga, I think they'll be just fine. They're showing fatigue, and anytime you can win games and play poorly, that's a for sure sign of experience in a championship squad, which is the opposite of what we've seen in the contenders. But in the Champions League, I do feel like the back line of Bayern may be suspect to go all the way again. But having that said, back-to-back Champions League titles is extremely difficult and rare. And that would just be Bayern pulling a rabbit out of the hat.
What do you think, Kasey?
Yeah, I think it's Bayern's to lose simply because anybody who could contend just isn't in the form that they need to be in to challenge Bayern Munich. I mean, when Gladbach come back and take all 3 points from Bayern, and Gladbach then go on a little bit of a run, 2 in a row, and then they slip up in the 96th minute to draw. Leverkusen lose to Union. You know, Wolfsburg and Leipzig, you know, another draw. Dortmund get that big win against Leipzig, and you think, okay, have they turned the corner now? Haaland back in form. Haaland scores after 6 minutes, and then it's called off for marginally offside, and they never really got going against Mainz, and so it really looks like, you know, Bayern will get better. There's no question about it. They have gone through a blip, but then I agree with Steve wholeheartedly on the Champions League side. Defensively, I just don't think they're going to be able to repeat and win another Champions League.
Meanwhile, for Borussia Dortmund, a really disappointing result against Mainz. Obviously, they had the chance to win it. Marco Rues putting that penalty wide. Steve, he can never take another penalty, surely, again, for Dortmund.
Well, he is their captain, and I know Marco Rues has had a fantastic career, and he showed that he can score penalties in the past. But surely in this critical stage, and after that miss, it really is emotionally a big miss for him and the club. So I don't anticipate him taking the next ones, especially if you have one of the hottest forward in all of Europe playing right next to you. I assume that Erling Haaland will take the next penalty and the penalties to come.
Yeah, that seems to make sense, doesn't it, Kasey?
Yeah, very much. But first of all, I want to congratulate my former teammate Bo Svensson for getting his first point for Mainz as the new manager. And it was something that I think Mainz deserved. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, look, Dortmund were great the first half. Second half, Mainz really caused them trouble. And not only did Royce miss the penalty, but it could have gotten worse. Mainz could have found a winner late in that match. So yeah, Dortmund will rue missing the penalty, but also, if you wanted to look at it a different way, they're also in some ways maybe fortunate to even getting a point out of it. But we're still waiting, I think, for Dortmund to recapture the form that we've seen a few months ago where they were really rolling over opponents, and it's not quite there yet. But yes, I fully expect a new penalty taker at Borussia Dortmund.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.